DVD Era TV back at y'all with another one live from the dirty section of YouTube. Y'all know the slogan. Today we gonna get into that True Life and Mobb Deep beef. Now let's get into it. Now every now and then you got a new rapper that come out and hit the scene like a wrecking ball. From your AR Abs to your Uncle Murders, Rod Diggs, and True Life was definitely one of them. True Life hit the scene demanding respect, beefing with people like Jim Jones, Hell Rel, and even having a run-in with Cameron. And in the late 2000s, after joining Rockefeller Records, True Life put that rock on his back and took on a whole Dipset. True is also known to have very close ties with Saigon and rep global gangsters along with his cousin, Jojo Capone. Now, one of the beefs that got True Life a lot of attention was with no other than hip-hop legends, Mobb Deep. Now, let's get into it. Now, around this time, True Life is an artist on the come up, and he's trying to create a buzz and get in the industry. So he decides to make a song with Kool G Rap and Prodigy of Mobb Deep. Now, after the record is done, True Life thinks it's good for him to shoot a video for this, an underground music video, shop this record around, and create some kind of buzz for it so he can eventually generate some money from it. But before he could put this record out, Prodigy and Havoc does the Any Given Sunday movie soundtrack, and Prodigy uses the same verse. Now, True Life doesn't like it because Prodigy was paid for that verse. And being that he was paid for that verse, he wanted it to be exclusive. Now, this is something that a lot of rappers do. They take money for a verse. They don't promote the song that they're on. You're just a bag to them. They look at you like you're beneath them. They look at you like you're never going to be heard. The record they're doing is never going to be out there, so they don't care. They'll give you an old verse. They don't care. You know what I'm saying? You're just a payday for them. And surprisingly, this time, True Life actually was somebody. So True Life says after he heard that verse on that Any Given Sunday soundtrack, he started reaching out to Prodigy, calling him, reaching out to his manager, and he wasn't getting no response. Basically, he felt like they took his money and ran with it and was treating him like a sucker. So he said next thing for him to do was to go holler at them and run down on them. Now, according to Muggs from Cypress Hills, he says he was in the studio at the time along with GZA from Wu-Tang. And he said True Life, along with his entourage, ran in the studio with about 10 guns out, Uzis, shotguns, whatever you could think of. And, you know, they robbed everybody in the studio at that time, except for Muggs and GZA from Wu-Tang. Muggs from Cypress Hill said they didn't even look at him. But he said they robbed everybody, stripped them of their clothes, took their money, took their jewelry, whatever you could think of, and violated them. Now, Mobb Deep says they weren't in the studio when this went down. But, you know, there's stories out there saying that they were the ones that got robbed and stripped. Now, True Life even admit that he could have handled the situation a little differently. He didn't have to run in the studio with guns out, robbing, pistol whipping nobody. He could have handled it differently. And he admitted it was kind of wrong to do it that way. But not too long after this, True Life, along with Jojo Capone and Saigon, was on a Smack DVD, and on that DVD, they were burning Mobb Deep CDs along with other rappers' CDs and all that. Now, get in the comment section and let me know what y'all think. Tell me who y'all feel is right. Do y'all feel Prodigy was right for handling things the way he did? Or was True Life right for handling things the way he did, running in the studio, pistol whipping and stripping them and robbing them, for not giving him his money back for that verse that he paid for, or giving him a new verse? Who y'all feel was right in this situation? Now, these two will both go on to do jail sentences. Prodigy went to jail for gun possession, did about 3 years. And True Life went to jail for a fatal stabbing where he was sentenced to 8 years in jail. Now, after True Life came home, him and Prodigy was able to squash their differences and patch things up. Like I said, when I do these videos, it's not to reopen any old wounds. It's just to bring us back to a time in hip-hop when it was real and raw. And in this situation, these two were able to come to an agreement and squash their differences and leave all the stuff that they were going through in the behind. Now, later on after this, you know, Prodigy will end up passing away. And unlike Saigon, at least True Life got a chance to squash his beef with P. Like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell. Tell me what y'all think. 1.